What's up guys, it's Tom here and welcome to a brand new, very exciting Liverpool transfer news video where we will talk about the Torino centre-back that Liverpool are looking to sign, and he's available for only like 6 or 7 million pounds. He could be an absolute bargain purchase for Liverpool. He's only 23 years old, so he's entering the prime years of his career. So if you are excited about another transfer news video, leave a like, subscribe if you are new around here, and happy New Year's Eve to you guys. And happy new year. Let me know what kind of plans or resolutions do you have for 2021. And also we have some injury news. Jurgen Klopp confirmed yesterday that Joel Matip will be out for 3 weeks, which means that he will be back on the 20th or 21st of January, which means that he most likely will miss the Manchester United game. And I think it's an absolute must, it's an absolute necessity for Liverpool to sign a brand new centre-back, and that's where Gelson Bremer comes in. So the 23-year-old Brazilian centre-back has done an excellent job in Italy, and he could prove to be a quality addition to Jurgen Klopp's defensive unit, because we have Van Dijk, Gomez out long-term and Matip out until the end of January. The Torino centre-back could add more depth and quality to the Liverpool back four, and we saw how much we missed Fabinho in midfield last night against Newcastle. Fabinho has to play as a centre-back because we have no other fit centre-backs, senior centre-backs. Phillips didn't really play well yesterday. He gave the ball away quite a lot of times, so I think we should start Reece Williams in the next games. And what makes Bremer a very good addition for Liverpool is that he's an excellent reader of the game. He is strong in tackles, and his no-nonsense style of defending could help Liverpool grind out results in these very tight games like the West Brom or the Newcastle game. Liverpool have dropped 6 points in the last 10 minutes of Premier League matches this season, and Bremer's tendency to clear the ball out of dangers at the first opportunity will certainly help Liverpool when they are under pressure from corners, free kicks, and we lost quite a lot of valuable points. And according to Matteo Pedrosi, who is working for Calcio Mercato, an Italian news publication, this is what he said: Liverpool FC are still very interested in Torino defender Gelson Bremer. No concrete offer yet from Liverpool. He's not the only one on Jurgen Klopp's list, and Torino is already lining up some replacements for the case that when Bremer leaves Torino in the January transfer window. And signing a centre-back in January could be the difference between Liverpool not winning the Premier League title and Liverpool going all the way and winning the Premier League, in my opinion. And Bremer only cost Torino 5.4 million pounds. I think Torino would sell at around 10 to 15 million. But even if we have to pay 20 million pounds for one centre-back who could help Liverpool really ease this injury crisis, it would be, I think, a terrific piece of business, because I think if Liverpool shored up their defense until Van Dijk or Gomez is back, then it almost certainly guarantees Liverpool winning the Premier League title, and I think you can't really put a price tag on that. And now I want to give you guys the report, the actual report in the Calcio Mercato newspaper, news outlet. There are reports that Gelson Bremer was contacted through intermediaries, through agents from Everton and Liverpool are really serious about this. And Bremer was excluded from 2 Torino games. He didn't play in the derby against Juventus and the home match against Udinese, which both Torino lost those games without Bremer, so it just shows how important he is to a pretty decent Torino side. Liverpool are still very keen on the Brazilian defender, and they are desperate actually to sign a new centre-back. Fulham also made an attempt to sign Bremer in the summer, but then they ended up signing Andersen from Olympique Lyon. And Torino are open to selling Bremer. If a concrete and unrefusable offer comes in from Liverpool, then they are resigned to losing Bremer, and they are already lining up his replacement, which could be the Brazilian Nathan Bernardo de Souza, who is only 19 years old and he's playing for Flamengo, and they are really looking at him very serious. obviously. And originally Diogo Jota was ruled out until like the middle of February, but James Pearce revealed in The Athletic that Jota is making good progress with his knee ligament injury and he could return to action by the end of January. And I think Jurgen Klopp playing Jota against Midtjylland is a huge mistake that he made, because Jota got injured in that game. And now during the Christmas period, we don't have a like-for-like replacement for Sadio Mane, who is running himself into the ground. He has to play every game, and there is no time to give Mane a rest and to give him a breather. It would have been very ideal if Jota was available, because then we would have been able to rotate Mane with Jota, and I think that would have been absolutely crucial for Liverpool in the title race, because now the players looked very exhausted, looked knackered against Newcastle, and it's understandable that we can't really rotate a lot because of so many injuries. We have still 6 or 7 players out injured. So let me know, if you were Liverpool, what would you do? I would assign a slightly more experienced centre-back than Bremer. My first choice would be David Alaba, I will be honest, followed by Upamecano, but even somebody like Ben White or Bremer would be a great addition, as long as he's more experienced than what Liverpool currently have, which is 19-year-old and 21-year-old centre-backs who never played in the Premier League before this injury crisis for Liverpool. I'm all good. And Michael Owen has said this about Thiago and his 17 minutes of pure joy. Honestly, he gave so much joy to Liverpool fans, including myself. He's just a joy to watch. He's just, I think, the best midfielder that Liverpool have right now. We have only been treated to snippets of play so far by Thiago, but I genuinely get excited when Thiago steps onto the pitch. He's so different to anything in the Premier League. A proper bowler. That's what Michael Owen said. And I don't necessarily agree all the time with Michael Owen's punditry. It's a little bit suspect. But this time I fully agree. I think Thiago was a proper bowler. So excited to watch. Michael Owen also went on to say this, and I quote, "He doesn't need to say a word when he's on the pitch. His passes tell you everything you need to know. When it's coming to you, that ball is telling you there is a man on, or give it to me back, or run into the space. He actually plays the ball with the type of spin, with the type of pace. It's just unbelievable." And I think if we had Thiago available for more games in the last 2 months, we wouldn't have dropped so many points against smaller sides. Thiago would have been perfect for these type of games. And Steve McManaman, who is also a former Liverpool player, was asked what he expects in the title race this season. "I think it depends what kind of financial power other teams have got," McManaman said. "If Liverpool go in and buy 2 center defenders, I think they would run away with the title. If they don't, it could be nip and tuck, it could be a lot closer. You would expect teams to improve and put runs together. I would love Liverpool to strengthen well, get Thiago back, and suddenly they would get some real good form and run clear at the top of the table. We know Liverpool have got defensive problems. We know that Joao Matip looks like his injury will keep him out for a certain period of time. There is talk that they will not go into the transfer market. Liverpool fans are desperate for Jurgen Klopp to go into the transfer market. They need to bring a defender in if they are going to sustain their challenge and reach a level of consistency to pull away from these sides. And I fully agree with McManaman. It would be absolutely suicide from Liverpool if we didn't go into the transfer market, honestly. And Jurgen Klopp's reaction was pretty interesting after the Newcastle game. I'm not happy about the result, but the game is already played. I'm not overly frustrated or something like that. It's football. If you don't use your chances, then it's difficult to win a game. But you can have a draw with a bad performance. You can have a draw with a good performance. And tonight we had a draw with a good performance. We just didn't use the chances, and that's why I'm okay with the game. Look, not scoring is a concern if you don't create. That's how it is. If you create chances, it's just momentum. It's for now. But if you keep creating chances, then you will score. That's it. I know we will score again, but that's not our problem in the moment. We needed to show a reaction from the second half against West Brom, because in that game we lost the plot a little bit in the second half. It looked for me like we were 1-0 down and not 1-0 up. Tonight it was a very good reaction on that without getting the result. But we all know you win this game 1-0, everybody is over the moon. We should have won it at least 1-0, but we didn't. That's what we have to accept. But I can work with this performance. That's important. I can work with the things I saw tonight. We can build on that. we don't have to now change massively in the next 3 or 4 days and say, okay, everything is going wrong, we have to try to compete another way. That's why I'm okay with it. And Jurgen Klopp also said, I'm now 33 and for around 30 years, I always wish at New Year only that my family stays healthy. That never happened with more conviction than this year, because that is all I am concerned about. All the other problems we can sort it out, but this, what happened in 2020, is a new experience for all of us. I didn't need it, we all got it, and now we deal with it, and we still have to deal with it. We have to stay disciplined. 2020 had one highlight and a lot of challenges. That was becoming champions, and all the rest were big challenges. We will face a few more challenges in life, but I'm quite happy that 2020 is nearly over now, to be honest. How I said, apart from becoming champions, it is not a year I will think a lot about in the future. We signed Thiago, actually, Klopp continued, because we thought he was a great player, so you can imagine we would like to have him in the team, that's clear. With what the other boys did in the time he was not available is absolutely incredible. Milner, for example, tonight played a few super game in midfield, really. So yes, it's good he is back. Thiago is a super player. I think of the 20 minutes, around after 12 minutes, he was brilliant, but after that he felt the intensity, and that's normal. He trained exactly twice with the team. There is still some physical work to do, still some rhythm to get. Shaqiri is back, and that's, by the way, the best news tonight. The boys are back, and as far as I know in the moment, nobody got injured tonight, which is a very important thing. That means we can probably go with the same squad to Southampton. And Liverpool now have probably a long break between now and the Southampton game. We will play the Southampton game 5 days after the Newcastle game, and that Southampton-Liverpool game is huge. Honestly, if Liverpool don't win that, then we will be in massive trouble, because if Man United beat Aston Villa and Liverpool don't beat Southampton, then Man United could be top going into the Liverpool-Man United game. I think that Southampton-Liverpool game is now bigger than ever, honestly. And James Milner said Liverpool were just not clinical enough in front of goal. I think the performance was pretty good, he said, bouncing back from the second half in the last game, which wasn't particularly good, and then putting in a good performance tonight. We created enough chances, we were solid at the back. Any balls that popped up, we were winning, but a mixture of good goalkeeping, defending, a bit of bad luck, and maybe not taking our chances well enough was the difference. It was a big improvement from the West Brom game. We have come up against two very stubborn, deep defending sides, given everything to get the points. So at least we performed better. Unfortunately, it wasn't good enough for the 3 points, but we've got to keep pushing. And if we play like that, then more often than not, we will get the 3 points. It's important that you just keep it moving, to keep patient and make sure you have movement up front. It's easy to sometimes get frustrated and try difficult balls or 2 straight balls over the top and they get cut out. And then the important thing as well is that you have always got to be ready to react when you have got someone like him up front who is quick and is good, Callum Wilson. The teams want to break out on you, and you have to make sure you are disciplined and playing with good shape to break them down. But you are not committing too many men forward, and your protection is good when it breaks down. It's about getting that balance, and I thought we did that tonight, but we just couldn't get the ball over the line. We restricted them most of the game. Alisson is top class, everybody knows that, especially on a night like tonight. It's going to be pretty cold for him, I can imagine, standing at the back with not too much to do and then having to put a save out like towards the end. So that shows how good he is and what a big player he is for us. I think it's a positive that we are top of the table still, but it seems to be at this moment in time that nobody wants to take the title race by the scruff of the neck. We have dropped points, everybody seems to be dropping points. Man United have had a good run. They have probably the only team who are putting a run together. It's important that we need to kick on now and try to get a few 3-pointers, but the world is in a very strange place at the moment. It's the same in football. Everybody's lives are upside down. It's tough mentally for everybody, and it's the same in football. Hopefully we can get out of this the other side, and it's the same with football. We just need to keep plugging away. It is different times, and that time where you maybe need the crowd to give you that lift, get it over the line. That might have happened on another day, but it's where we are. We need to keep working hard. As you can see, we have given absolutely everything. The boys are doing well. The amount of minutes some of the lads have played, it's nice to see a few of the boys getting back. Obviously, Thiago getting on today, showing his quality. We will stick together. We will keep plugging away. We just need to get that final piece of the puzzle right. like I say, I thought it was a good performance tonight. We just needed that final bit to get the goals. If we keep playing like that, hopefully we can go on a run and put some more points on the board. And just my comment, that's the problem, I think. We haven't gone on a winning run. We won 3 games in a row in the opening 3 games, and since then we just can't win 3 games in a row. The most that we could do is 2 games in a row, and it's all well and good that we only lost 1 game, and that was a heavy defeat against Aston Villa. But drawing 6 games, and especially drawing 4 games or 5 games against the bottom 6, is really poor. If you want to win the title, you need to beat the bottom half of the table, the bottom half teams, quite regularly, quite consistently, and Liverpool have a problem with that, but hopefully getting Thiago back helps with that. And James Milner also highlighted that everything is different this season. The protocols at the training ground are different, traveling to games is different, traveling on the day. Everything is completely different, but it's the same in all walks of life at this moment in time. So that's something we have to adapt to. Whether that is stopping teams, putting on a good run, being fully comfortable, I don't know. But that's where we are. We have to deal with it the best we can and push on. I think where we are in the league, we would have liked to have got more points on the board. There's points we have dropped this season where we feel we could have done better, but to still be in the mix into the new year is good, especially with the problems we have. But we are a quality squad of players and we have been together a long time. We are used to winning. We are disappointed not to get the 3 points, but we want to get back on the winning track as soon as possible. And I fully agree with James Milner. Liverpool, the next 2 games in the Premier League, Southampton away, Man United at home. Honestly, I think it's so crucial that we win both of them. If we win both of them, then Liverpool are back on track and we can really attack the title race. But if we don't win both of them, that will really be cause for concern. But I think this season is probably where the title will be won by 85, 86 points, something like that. And Liverpool have now on average 78 points a season so far. So we need to improve. But when the injuries are healing and when the players get back from the injuries, I think Liverpool will be better. But also it's crucial in my opinion that we sign a centre-back in the January transfer window. Let me know what you think. And I really hope you enjoyed this video. Have a nice day. See you later. Goodbye.